All right, you guys ready for another movie review? And this one
Yes. Let's get
is
into
Captain
it.
Quintano's pick for the week. What is the movie called?
Army of Darkness, written by
Army of
Sam
Darkness.
Raimi.
That is right. It is directed by Sam Raimi, written by Sam Raimi and Ivan Raimi. I didn't even know he had a brother.
Me
Ivan.
neither, actually.
Cast Bruce Campbell as Ash.
Spider-Man.
Embeth Davids as Sheila, Marcus Gilbert as Lord Arthur, Ian Abercrombie is Wise Man, and Bridget Fonda makes a brief appearance as Linda. Honestly, though, just write Bruce Campbell and fucking
Yeah, that's
like,
literally the only person I'd fucking recognized in this film.
yes.
Yeah.
Cinematography by Bill Pope, edited by Bob Morosky, and ROC Sandstorm, ROC Rockefeller. That was I don't know why I put the Wu-Tang symbol up when I said that.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Music by Joseph Loduca. Why all the people's names sound like rappers? Distributed by Universal
Ludacris.
Pictures. Right. Release date February 19th, 1993, and
Produced by Busta Rhymes.
running time is 81 minutes, a budget of $11 million, and a box office return of $21.5 million, which doesn't sound like much, but it doubled its money.
Doubled that money.
Yeah. And
Doubled its money.
Home video.
They didn't spend anything on advertising, so it's literally a double in profit.
And this was the age of VHS, so they probably made a lot off of that, too.
Oh, God, they did. This is a cult film. So many people have bought this film. They have made so much more. I would bet it's probably done 50 million easily.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys the option yet again. Do you want to start off with scores, or do you want to start off with talking about this film a little bit? And scenes and stuff like that.
Let's talk about the film.
Let's talk about the film. Yeah.
Talk about the film. Let's start with Captain Quintano here, since this is your pick. Give us some of your reasons why you picked this movie and
put us through this.
What you like or don't like about it. Give us a little
mother
stepmom. And maybe a summary here.
Mother stepmom, my grandma Donna. She introduced me to this film. She also introduced me to Crow. I'm doing the thing with my mic
noise?
I'm so sorry.
Stop. Put that down.
She introduced me to the films like The Crow, Army of Darkness, the original Evil Dead movies. I didn't even know who Sam Raimi was at the time, although I grew up watching Spider-Man, all that shit. Just a lot of love for this film. You got the badass guy killing demon creatures, and it's definitely a stray away. I think that Evil Dead, the original one, had some humor in it. You can't go wrong like that, but this movie takes the humor and they're like, that's going to be our central focus. We'll still put some, bad demons, but it's going to be more of a comedy. I remember growing up watching this film a shit ton, just rewatching it. I just loved it. Probably only saw it, honestly, 5 times, so I guess not a crazy amount, but it was a nice refresher coming back to watch this movie after so many years. But yeah.
All right.
Craig?
How old were you when you fell in love with the film?
A kid. I was a kid. I mean, it was probably.
That makes a lot of sense.
Let's call 9 or 10. Like, seriously. Yeah.
That explains it. Explains a lot about you.
Yeah. Craig, what are your thoughts, man? I want to save fucking Brian for last. He's been itching to talk about this
the film. I want to talk about the film, and then let's give
let's
do some reviews.
So you want to go through a couple scenes here to start this off?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Because I have, before I even give away how I feel about this film, I do have a bone to pick with Quentin about this, because this is the third film in this series, and I hadn't seen any of them
you don't like that.
Until Quentin suggested this, and I didn't even realize until after I watched the movie that this is the third
you didn't need
movie
to.
In a series.
You didn't need to.
Apparently, I didn't need to, but I felt like I needed to after watching it. So
I don't think you did. I think you were just annoyed that because
Here's why. Because we're going to get into this opening scene right now. All right, the opening scene here. It's we got Ash in chains with multiple other people being marched across the desert by medieval people. All of a sudden, it cuts to him working at S-Mart with his girlfriend, Bridget Fonda, which I think is like the only time she appears in this movie. Then they drive to a creepy cabin and find the Book of the Dead. It awakens the demons, and Bridget Fonda is immediately killed. Then the demons come for Ash, who contains the demon energy to his hand. And as he contains this dark energy to his hand, Ash enthusiastically cuts his hand off with a fucking chainsaw. And not only does he gladly do it, he laughs about it as Quentin just did that. That was actually a pretty good impression. I was kind of impressed with that.
They did that that is from the other films. So
Evil
right.
Dead.
But right off the bat, this all happens in 1 minute. It's very fast paced. And I'm sitting there going, dude, I have to see these other films because you can't just open a movie like that. What is going on here?
It caught you up.
It does a pretty good flashback and all that.
It caught me up, but I'm supposed to like just sit there and be like, all of that happens in 1 minute, and I'm just supposed to sit there and be like, okay, like no, I need to see. I need to see the other two movies to actually get to that point where I just accept that's a minute-long thing.
As this.
That's fair.
As batshit insane as this, but also they are beloved, and there's a reason they are.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he cuts his hand off, and he's laughing about it. So, and he not only that, after he does it, it doesn't even stop with the dark energy. Now he has a chainsaw as a hand in this film. Okay, a chainsaw as a. Let me repeat that sentence. He has a chainsaw as a hand.
Yeah,
and he gets sucked into a demon portal.
That's from
the first one.
Yep.
Okay. See, these are things I don't know. So I
feel bad.
I feel like I have to see the other movies to appreciate this goofy ass part of the.
Well, I'll say this: if watching this movie made you want to watch the first two, I'm okay with that. Yeah. If you're not like, oh god, fuck all this. All right, let's continue.
More on that later. Now we're gonna go into the demon portal. Which drops him in the middle of Utah because Utah apparently has a history going back to the Middle Ages that we were not aware of. It looks like I want to know where this movie was filmed because I didn't look this up, but it looked like Utah, and I was like, "There's no way there's a castle in the middle of Utah. It doesn't make any sense."
Doesn't look like anywhere in
Bronson
England.
Canyon and the Vasquez Rocks, a natural area park in California, with some scenes shot on a soundstage in West Hollywood. So Bronson Canyon,
California,
there's
involving a castle where they shot in Bronson Canyon, which is located at Griffith Park. The film, including scenes involving a castle, were shot at Bryson Canyon, which is located at Griffith Park in Los Angeles.
Yeah, there's nothing about this that looks British.
The castle, which was a predominant feature in the film, was built in a movie ranch behind a soundstage.
Yeah.
Tell you what, they made that $11 million go far.
I was gonna say that castle looked pretty good.
They actually did. That's actually impressive. That's a good point.
Not that bit. It's like I could imagine that being somewhere in England. But the location is like there's nowhere in England that looks like that.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, he gets dropped into Utah or California. Sorry,
somewhere in
California,
the 13th century.
Yeah, Utah, California. That's good. Thank you. That's a good place. So I'm sitting there, as someone who has never seen the previous two films, and he gets dropped in there. He's got a 12 gauge strapped to his back, and he has a chainsaw as a fucking hand. So I'm sitting there, and this is all in 1 minute, and I'm sitting there just going, what the fuck is going on? So, if anything, I'm not even mad at the movie. I'm mad at Quentin for not giving me the fucking movies in order at first. So I'm like, okay, this is how we got here. Because I'm just supposed to accept all these things. And
the movies are pretty much all have the same plot except this one. The Necronomicon has come back. Yeah, Ash has to stop the Deadlights or whatever the fuck they're doing. Whatever they're
Deadites.
Deadites, thank you. The show is really good. There is also a show that came out a few years back with Bruce Campbell, where he continues the journey as Ash. It's
I
very
think I actually
gory.
heard about this. Actually,
It's really fun film. Very fun show.
So yeah, as someone who was never introduced, like who'd never watched a film in the series, this was utterly confusing.
Did you just rip ass, Craig?
I did, mate. Yes. Sorry.
I caught that.
I didn't hear it, but good catch.
Well, I heard it sound like, and then I watched Craig, and he just goes.
Was he leaning to one side?
Yeah, one like that. Dude, it's the.
Okay, so
my guts have been terrible. I've been on painkillers all week for my back, and they have done a number on my stomach. So, apologies, people, but yes, I just farted on camera.
Hey, man, I know dude. I've been having stomach problems all day today.
So dude, Monday was
diarrhea for 3 days. Fuck both of your stomach problems.
I'm going on two. So
on Monday, I was drinking water to try and flush everything out of my system. I was having that many stomach problems. I wasn't going for a piss.
Yeah.
I've been pissing out of my asshole.
All right, so yeah, I wanted to talk. About
health issues with good critic, bad critic.
Yeah.
The more you know,
and it's all just watery shits. So I wanted to talk about this scene because we hinted at it before we hit the record button here. I called this the pit scene. Now this is still in the beginning of the film. So now that we have the newly captured people, one of them is Ash, and they're being dragged into the castle, which is in the middle of Utah, California. Utah, California. Then the love interest, played by Embeth Davidtz, runs up to Lord Arthur and asks about her brother, who apparently died in battle recently. When you look at this scene compared to the rest of the movie, it's so out of place because it's like, where art thou, brother? Oh, he died. It was unfortunate, sad face right away. I was like, that just feels so off because I was introduced to just complete muppetry in the beginning.
Yeah.
And but cut to Ash, he's now being abused by children, and he's still in chains. One of them hits him square in the face with a rock that is the size of his skull. It was a massive rock. I'm like, that should have killed him.
That would be it. Yeah,
that was a Ghostbusters rock.
Skull.
That was a Ghostbusters rock, like the one that came down from the tower.
Yeah, bounced off the barrier. Because that thing, you get hit by that, you're gone. That is it. Lights out. Thanks for coming.
You're not waking up. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Then Embeth grabs Ash and spits in his face to shame him. Ash then notices that some guy with a long Chinese mustache looks disappointed in him. I was like, because the kid, you ride past the dude, I'm like, well, this guy's going to be important later on, I guess. And he's the only guy with a bald head and one of those long Chinese mustaches that you see.
Straight out of Mulan.
Yeah, straight out of Mulan. Yes, the Fu Manchu. Now the prisoners are unchained right before the big pit that's sitting in the middle of the castle yard. And this pit is large, metal, and looks like the exhaust port that Luke shot a proton torpedo inside to destroy the Death Star in Star Wars. Did you guys notice that? It looks just like the exhaust port.
This is actually where Zack Snyder got the idea for the pit scene. It's this movie right here. Right alongside Elon Musk.
300.
Yeah, and 300.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I was just kidding. I was joking. Right alongside Elon.
Yeah.
There's that thing in Kazakhstan, the Gates of Hell. The Gate of Hell.
Oh, the sculpture?
No, it's don't want to diverge, but it's like 70 meters across, and it's literally people were trying to drill for gas, and the ground collapsed.
Holy fuck!
And it was releasing.
I'm looking at it. That actually looks like hell.
They lit it on fire and said, "Okay, we'll just burn it off, and it'll be gone in like 2 weeks." That was in 1970.
And it's still just burning.
And it's still burning.
That's dope.
Is it on top? Is it like volcanic?
No, look at the pictures. It's insane.
No, it's just it's a gas deposit in Kazakhstan, and it's methane. So it's literally just burning methane, and it's just burning. They thought it would burn off in a couple of weeks. It's been 30. It's been like 50 years. It's been burning, and it's like 1,000 degrees at the bottom. And it's like the crater where the ground fell into drilling. The ground collapsed, so it's like 30 meters deep, and it's just a pit. It's like the Sarlacc pit, but it's just literally it's fire.
Yeah,
in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere. It's fucking crazy. It's fascinating.
So, what about this pit scene?
Okay, so Ash.
Back to reality.
So then Ash meets Henry the Red, who introduces himself. Ash says, "Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading." You ain't leading nothing but two things right now: Jack and shit. And Jack left town. That was my favorite exchange in the whole fucking movie.
No way.
He said that line, and I was like, dude, I was like, I don't know if I like this movie, but the fucking Bruce Campbell's great. He's
so great, dude.
Awesome.
He makes this movie
straight from like Big Trouble in Little China, which is a fucking great film. Like,
came out before this.
Yeah. This was like 1985. It's a
so he's referencing. He does a lot of references in this film.
It's not. I'm not saying it's a line from that, but I think there is a line that's very, very similar in that film. I haven't seen it for a good few years, but it's just exactly something you'd expect from that film, and it's great, but it just also sets it up, from that line exactly who Bruce Campbell is. Just in that one line, that's all you need. Tells you all you need to know about this guy.
So now Arthur opens the pit up to start dropping prisoners in there. So they grab one of Henry the Red's prisoners. Sorry, I read that wrong. So they grab one of Henry the Red's men. They lead him to the edge of the pit, and the guy who throws him in barely moves him forward with a push. And then the prisoner decides to jump in himself. Did anyone catch that? Or
I did.
They try to make it look like he threw him in, but he didn't push him that far. So then the guy's just like, "Fuck it, I'll just jump in myself to make this look like it's how it's supposed to." I was like, "Oh, little mistake there." But shout out to the guy who jumped in because he was trying to make it look better.
I think that was intentional. I think there's scenes in this where they intentionally try to make it look a bit stupid and crappy.
Definitely.
I think that's Sam Raimi has been doing this long enough at this point.
Bro, some of these... I'll let Brian continue, but remind me to speak on some of the camera shots in this movie, bro. Specific ones with bow and arrows and swords are fucking... reminded me a little bit of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. But then that sword one where it tracks at the end scene that we'll get to. But that was so cool.
Oh, as it's going down? Yeah, that I like that. No, the one
with the arrow is the one that got me. Where he's got the crossbow.
It goes in the back.
And then he just follows the arrow.
That's coming up, I think, right in this scene.
Yeah, it's in this scene, yeah.
There's regardless of what I think of this movie, which you'll find out about that, you'll also know that like Sam Raimi in this movie, just from filmmaking standpoint alone, with his tricks and how he makes things look, it's like a masterclass on how cool you can make a movie look at times, because he's showing off in this movie with his shots
with only $11 million.
Yeah. But we'll
talk
more about that later.
Doing.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that later. So, yeah, the guy, he tried to push him in, but it didn't work very well, so the guy just jumped in. So it was basically a botched toss that I think was left in the film. So, yeah, I'm done. Because once he goes into the pit, there's like a 20 seconds of like silence, and none of the characters, and there's like hundreds of people there, and nobody's saying a word. It's just pure silence, and then all of a sudden you hear a guy, the guy screaming louder and louder, and then all of a sudden you hear a burst, and it's like Old Faithful from Yellowstone, and it's just red liquid. This guy got whatever happened down in that pit there. He just got vaporized by whatever.
He got liquefied. He got liquefied.
And I'm like, well, if he's getting if he got liquefied, then why the fuck is he screaming on the way up? He doesn't have a body anymore.
He got liquefied. He got liquefied from the legs down. So from the legs up.
Well, what did he have? A giant cock that was just fully erect and filled with blood?
He wasn't even a physical form anymore. He was soup.
Soup.
He was red soup. How the fuck is he gonna yell anything?
Just sheer will. He was still able to scream after all that.
I guess so. One of the prisoners sees this and says, "Fuck this," and he makes a run for it. But Arthur uses his crossbow to take him out before he can get away. That was that arrow shot.
That was the arrow shot,
about.
Yeah.
It did look just like Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. It really did.
That looked so
But
much
this came out before Robin Hood.
No, it didn't. Robin Hood was 1991.
This is 91.
No, this movie's 90. I think it actually was finished by 92, but it was released in the United States in 93. I think they put it in a film festival in 92.
No shot. 93. You're right. Holy fuck.
Considering how many references this film makes, there's no way I'm buying that this wasn't, like that was an homage to it or something like that. Because that arrow shot, regardless of what you think of Robin Hood, that arrow shot is cool as fuck. It really is dope as shit.
I think that Bruce Campbell should have just kept acting, but then started a career as an Elvis impersonator. I really do.
Thank you very much.
He could definitely pull it off. So now it is Ash's turn to go into the pit, and Ash tries to negotiate by saying, "Look, I never saw these assholes before," which made me laugh. Sheila then picks up a rock and hits Ash in the head with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. This disorients Ash, who now sounds like me taking my 7th shit today, and he actually does get pushed. He actually does get pushed into the pit, unlike the first poor fuck. But Ash lands in the pit, which is a creepy cavern with knee-deep water. There's one frame where a hand comes into the frame and then disappears.
Pretty creepy shot.
Reminiscent. Turns around.
Reminiscent of Nightmare on Elm Street in the bathtub. If anyone's ever seen the first Nightmare on Elm Street. The girl's in the tub and Freddy's hand creepily comes out of the water towards her vagina. Yeah.
So he doesn't know what the fuck is going on when he's down in there. He then gets ambushed by a woman who is punching the living fuck out of him. Bang! 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 All uppercuts, by the way.
They're just straight on the face. They're straight on the face.
George Foreman uppercuts.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace today. Yes.
R.I.P.
I did want to get George Foreman in there. So
that's actually with respect. As goofy as they are, with respect.
It is. I'd love to.
It was awesome.
So Ash gets laid out. Then the woman turns into an Olympic gymnast, doing flippity flips and lands right on his dick. And he goes, "Oh!" This makes Ash start fighting back with a hurricanrana, which I know Craig will appreciate that. Right?
It looked like a wrestling move when I saw it.
Yeah, it's when you jump onto someone's shoulders, put your legs around them like you're gonna get eaten out, and then you do a backflip and you take them with them. So it's like Sonya Blade on
Mortal Kombat.
It was exactly like that. Yes.
Yeah.
But you jump onto their shoulders and then you rotate backwards.
I heard that.
Yeah.
That's a hurricanrana.
So somebody up top the pit says spikes, which makes the walls start closing in. I swear this movie.
They start pulling the chains and the spikes start coming in.
Yeah, I swear, man. This movie. This scene is ripping off Star Wars. First, they fall into the exhaust port of the Death Star. So the whole pit is the exhaust port of the Death Star, and now they're actually in the pit, and it's the trash compactor of the Death Star now, just with spikes on the walls.
I didn't even think about that. That's so fucking funny.
Yeah, which I'm all for. Like, I'm not hating. It's
dude. Sam
It's just somebody on this set loves Star Wars. He's like, I'm going to make the exhaust port, and when you get in there, it's going to be the trash compactor, baby. So somebody is a big Star Wars fan on set.
Sam Raimi can do homage really well. I'm not going to take that away from him.
Mm-hmm. So he fights this demon lady in this pit and throws her into the spikes.
But then she pops off.
Yeah, which doesn't work. But then the wise man up the top of the pit decides to throw Axe's chainsaw.
Timu Gandalf. Dude, I don't know. I fucking lost my nose. Timu Gandalf.
Timu Gandalf?
Yeah, you talking about the Merlin-looking fucker?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kmart Gandalf.
I just thought he was cracked out Merlin.
Well, no, that makes more sense. Yeah, let's go Timu Merlin. There you go.
I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, the wise man, the cracked out Merlin decides to throw Ash's chainsaw, which perfectly connects to his wrist. Turning the chainsaw into his hand.
Every Evil Dead movie.
I love that bit. I do. It's so stupid. It's great.
Yeah, he cranks it and attacks the demon lady and immediately decapitates her. Lady Sheila is mad about this, saying, "Damn it, damn you." But hold on, folks. The scene isn't over. Ash still has to escape, but as he tries to climb one of these things up there, a syphilis goblin pops out of the wall. This thing is riddled with syphilis. No denying this.
I was saving that for the other when there's two ashes. I thought that doesn't look good.
No, this thing is actual syphilis that came out of the wall.
Syphilis incarnate.
Yeah, Ash then cuts his hand off. The hand flies up out of the pit and into someone's mouth, which makes the Chinese mustache guy laugh his ass off. And then Ash takes off his belt and straps it to the chain that is moving up to get himself out of the pit. But hold on, Syphilis Goblin is having none of this and grabs Ash to keep him from escaping. Ash then kicks Syphilis Face enough times to escape the spike walls right before they close, which kills Syphilis Face. Ash has finally escaped from the pit and walks right up to Arthur and says, "You know your shoelaces are untied." And Arthur waits about 15 seconds before looking down. He waits 15 seconds before looking down. And then when he does look down, whack! Ash punches him so hard that his feet actually leave the ground. This shocks the crowd. Ash gets crazy and says, "Who wants some?" He then finds the ugliest guy in the crowd and starts bullying him, which that made me fucking laugh.
That was gold.
Now Ash tells Henry the Red to get on his horse and get out of here. Him and his men ride off. Now Arthur is
What does Henry say? Thanks for the. It was like thanks for the vacation or thanks for the stay.
He says something and then laughs hysterically.
Yeah.
This is a strange situation we're in here. I think Quentin's feed froze here. Oh no, he's just not moving. I thought Quentin's feed froze, but he's just actually not moving. But now, so Ash tells Henry the Red and to get out of here. Him and his men ride off. Now Arthur is mad and challenges him to a fight. He challenges Ash to a fight. He draws his sword, and the sword gets cut in half by a shot from Ash's boomstick. This is the boomstick scene, which I actually did know of this particular scene.
The boomstick?
Before I saw the movie, because it's like one of the most quoted things probably
it's
around.
It's the one scene out of this film that everyone knows.
Has he already described the make and model of his shotgun yet? No.
I just want to say when he gets when he's getting his sword, instead of just pulling it away, like some guy presents it to him, instead of just pulling it out, he grabs it.
You're right.
The fucking guy. He just kicks it instead of pulling it out
him to the floor.
He just kicks the guy away from it.
I can't believe I forgot about that.
That made me laugh. That was fucking funny.
That was a good call. I can't believe I forgot about that.
And it was generous host, by the way.
Generous host, thank you, you generous host. And then he rides off away.
Yeah. So
but
Ash
yeah,
says,
him kicking that guy away. I'm just watching it. I'm going, what the fuck is going
oh yeah.
But when he did that, that was fucking hysterical.
Yeah, and before Ash gets into the make and model of the thing, he says, "Yeah, all right, you primitive."
I knew you. As soon as I saw that make and model,
yeah,
I knew.
Ash says, "Yeah, all right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. See this? This is my boomstick." Then he lists all the details of the gun like a true American would. Shop smart, shop S smart. You got that? Next time one of you primates even touches me. And then he turns and shoots and hits the syphilis goblin that somehow survived and knocks him back into the pit.
Backflips into the pit.
Yes. Major backflip. Ash then says he wants to get home, but when you cut to the next scene, it shows that he might want to stay because every woman in the castle is now barely clothed and feeding him and fanning him and fixing his hair. And Sheila comes in dripping wet with doe eyes asking for forgiveness.
She want that dirt. She want that boomstick.
Ash has another. I think this is my second favorite line. Ash says, "First you want to kill me, then you want to kiss me," and then he spits some food out and says, "Blow." That whole sequence, I was literally like, "What what kind of drugs did they put into this movie?" It is off the chain.
So
definitely some LSD
teen comedy. Blow. Bearing in mind he's like a fully grown man, that's exactly what you'd see on like a teen comedy.
It's crazy. So yeah, that was the pit scene that we just went over. That was interesting to say the least.
Gold,
not only that, Arthur is watching all this happen as well. He's just sat there in his throne like a cuck.
Yeah,
these women have
literally
over him.
Yeah, man. I don't know, any scenes you guys want to discuss?
Definitely, man. There's I mean, we can, if we want to, basically Ash is then quested in order to get back to his own time. He has to find the Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead. And by finding the Necronomicon, it will then allow the cracked out Merlin to send Ash back to his own time, and it will also help them in some ways. So then Ash is placed on a quest straight out of a video game to go and retrieve the Necronomicon. But first, he must remember 3 words. Katu, Varatu, Niktu. Ash is sitting there on his horse, and he's like, yeah, all right. And Merlin repeats it once more. He's like, yeah, I got the fucking thing. He's like, let's go. Let's get on with this. I'm good. You know, this is Ash's 3rd movie at this point, as Brian well knows now. So Ash is used to going and retrieving the Necronomicon and putting an end to this curse. At this point, he's fucking tired of it. He's done. He just wants to go back to his own time. Which, if I were him in that situation, life's pretty good, man. You're getting fed grapes. You got, the whole 9.
Yeah.
Man.
That whole scene with the women just like surrounding it. Now he's basically being treated as a god almost. And
literally.
It's like, why would you want to leave now?
Also, you're in the fucking medieval times, bro. That shit's sick. Granted, if there's syphilis goblins running amok, I guess that's not the most appealing thing. So Ash sets off on his quest.
Good point.
Ash is now riding his horse. That seems pretty damn fast as he's cruising through, starting his journey. The evil spirit. He's
giving himself a hand, by the way.
Has he? Yeah, all right. That's a cool little scene where you see him putting that. Greg, do you want to dive into that a little bit, or?
Oh no! He's just making his hand and like screwing it together, and he's
the camera angles were funny as hell in that.
Picks up a cup, like a metal goblet.
You're talking about the suit up scene when he's like strapping all the stuff on him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just corny, cheesy shit, but it was super fun. So we have Ash now. He started his journey. Ash starts getting chased in the wood by the demonic force that we've seen in all the Evil Deads prior. You're basically seeing the demon's point of view from this camera. As dirt flies up, it goes onto the camera frame. Just a cool little part of the film that I really enjoy. Ash falls off the horse.
I bet Sam Raimi was so happy that happened.
Yeah, dude.
He just went, yes, I'm keeping that.
So he falls off the horse, proceeds to run. I believe this is where he stumbles upon the cabin. One of the very interesting, very Home Alone-esque type of scenes in this movie.
I thought it was a windmill. Was it a windmill? Is this where the demon is chasing him and he has to hold the door like, ah! And the door's like shaking and stuff? I thought it was a windmill.
I think it is a
because I think I wrote down what the fuck is it is. It's a windmill doing here.
It's a windmill, yeah.
Yeah, I guess windmills wouldn't have a purpose, really, right?
Well, windmills were used for grinding grain, turning it into flour. Yeah,
it is a windmill. That is confirmed. So
once it spins around, there's a grinding rock on the bottom. So it turns around, the rotor turns out, so they pour grain into it, so it grinds it, and so then you got flour at the end.
So now Ash is holding the door for dear life, trying to not let whatever demonic force into the building. We then get to a scene where Ash is taking a second to breathe. He's sitting around a fire, picks up a mirror. In this mirror, he sees the reflection of himself. And I believe what happens now, throws it on the ground. That piece of glass then shatters into about 10 different pieces. If anyone here has a keen eye or is just looking at the scene, it's going to be hard to miss that his reflection has not moved from this. Instead, you're seeing a bunch of little Ashes in them. And then Sam Raimi really gets to have some fun and lets his creative freedom take reign here.
This scene was diabolical.
Yeah.
I was losing my fucking mind because I felt like I was on crack and I didn't like the high. This was so fucking nuts. I felt like I was getting bent over by Jim Carrey.
It was Jim Carrey. It was so Jim Carrey.
It was so Jim Carrey.
Dude, before we go into this, there's
one good Jim Carrey,
tiny little fucking moment. When Ash, before that happens, Ash, when he puts the logs on the fire, there's one moment that I really enjoyed. So he's throwing the logs on the fire, and he puts it, but he's got one metal hand, so he's got his metal prosthetic, but then he warms his both hands on the fire, even though one's metal, and he does that. It just fucking cracked me up so badly.
Fair.
So it wasn't worth derailing it, but
no, you're good.
Honestly, I fucking pissed myself when I just saw it, and it was just like I'm gonna warm both hands, even though one's a prosthetic. I'm just gonna warm both.
Probably hands. Feels nice to have a fucking hand though, even if you can't feel it. He's probably like, all right.
Honestly, there was so much crazy. That is really funny, actually. Yeah. There was so much crazy shit going on that I didn't even fucking notice that.
You can't. This would take about 3 rewatches to get all the fucking goofy shit that actually happens in the scenes.
I would definitely.
It's one of those kind of films.
Brian, do you want to take away? I'm sure you got some notes here.
No, you describe the scene because I don't want to.
Do it. Yep. Take us to it.
All righty. So the little Ashes proceed to climb out of their mirrors, and they proceed to start laughing. They're like little gremlin creatures, little recreations of Ash. They find a fork on the ground or something similar to that. They proceed to grab.
This is not a fork. This is a goddamn fucking miniature trident.
That they have found.
Dude, what was a trident? How did you just notice past that? This was a fucking miniature trident. I went, what the fuck is a small trident doing in here?
When forks first became...
Apparently not.
Yeah, no, that looks like a normal fork trident. No, you're right, that is such a trident.
They were literally like that. They were literally just 2 prongs.
But this one had 3. This one had 3.
Yeah, 3 prongs.
Yeah,
if those had 2, it's not a medieval fork. This is a fucking trident. I don't care what anybody says. This is a goddamn trident.
In medieval
trying to grab a fork, but it doesn't seem that far-fetched to me.
Forks in medieval times actually only had 2 points.
Yeah, I said that
2 or 3.
Yeah, but the one in the movie had 3. That's what I'm saying.
Typically, short straight times often only had 2 or 3 prongs. Yeah. Rather curved.
I was trying to grab a fork, but it fell out of my pot noodle. So
they
Craig's trying to chain me with medieval fork. He's like, no, actually the ones had 2. Yeah, this one had 3.
Okay,
Come on, man.
So they ram the trident up Ash's ass. He proceeds to scream. He gets up, he bonks his head. The little minions are already working on their next form to torture Ash. They have the shotgun lined up on a little bucket, proceed to pull the trigger, nearly missing Ash's head. What then happens is Ash picks up the little trident like he is the king of the sea himself, Poseidon, aims it with a laser accuracy, proceeds to throw the straightest fucking trident that has no downfall. It doesn't lag at all. It doesn't go like this. It just goes just straight laser fucking accuracy. Pins one of the first little Ashes.
Ash is good at darts. He's a good
great at
darts.
Great at darts. Then scene straight out of Home Alone is what this all felt like. It felt like a weird mixture of Three Stooges and Home Alone.
Dude, I was thinking Twilight Zone.
So much sweet.
Twilight Zone, fair.
Twilight Zone for me.
Weird enough for it.
No, Three Stooges for me. This is so whoop, 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 so off the wall, man.
I think we can maybe all appreciate too the different levels. I don't think that he had any crazy acting performances in this, but Bruce Campbell is so great for him to be able to switch over these little demon creatures and then ramming the shit. Like it was just so cool.
He was having so much fun making this movie.
Dude. All three of these movies he had a blast with. And probably the show that came out as well. Ash then Ash then proceeds to go to step on one of the little creatures that is on the floor. Little creature's just a random nail sitting there. So, of course, the little fucker grabs a nail, points it straight up, gets Ash in the foot.
This is after he's had to scrape his face off the hot plate.
No, I don't think he's done that. Yes, he has.
Yes, he has.
That was before.
Okay.
He was also singing London Bridge is falling down. And even the little miniature Ashes joined in at one point.
This is
like, dude, what is going on? I was literally screaming at the TV.
Dude, this is an ayahuasca trip. This film.
Yes.
Trip.
It's smoking crack without the high. I was literally screaming at the TV, going, "What did Quentin do? Why haven't we watched the first two yet? Why am I sitting here watching the third, not knowing why this is so nuts?"
The first one is more of a horror.
You want to see more of this? Is that what you're telling us?
No, I'm saying it should have started with number one. This is why I don't like going out of order with movies, even if they're not too much connected. But clearly they are.
Well, you just picked Alex Cross. There's two Alex Cross movies, and I didn't know till the first one. I maybe would have liked that movie better had I known that there was a first one.
That's a good point, but you don't even need to. It's like James Bond. You don't need to see any of the others unless it's the Daniel Craig ones. But with James Bond, you can watch every single one on their own. So it's that. But anyway, that was a good point, though.
So after that, Ash, after scraping his face off of a steamed up thing that's already steamed up, whatever the fuck that is. Apparently things in this windmill are just working in 24 hours a day in this fucked up medieval times.
Well, it's powered by wind, so...
Fair, I think, but who the fuck keeps shit running anyway? Like leaving a hot stove on, or maybe the little demons.
Wait a minute! You're telling me the windmill is powering an entire metal surface in the?
That's gonna be.
Because
he put logs on the fire, so it's gonna be that's heat generated. But
the table that his face is smoldering on isn't anywhere near the fireplace.
I did notice that. I was curious about that because that's obviously not generated by wind power, but obviously no, that would have to be. I would guess there's Sam Raimi's argument would be there was a fire. We saw him putting logs on the fire.
I don't think Sam Raimi argued anything. I think he just went fuck it.
He just went ham. He just went ham on this film.
Yeah,
and good on him.
I can make this look good.
Just fucking put it in there.
I appreciate his values.
He wrote it, so he doesn't have any excuse. This movie's so much fun, man. So he ends up, one of the little creatures, they end up getting Ash tied down after he steps on the nail. He gets knocked out. They tie him down. One of them does like a perfect dive into Ash's mouth with also some cool little camera tricks as Sam Raimi has been demonstrating throughout this whole film. Climbs in his mouth. Ash then effortlessly breaks free from these ropes, proceeds to stand up. then gets a crazy smile on after enduring some pain with this little fucker inside of his stomach, rearranging his guts. Gets this crazy smile on, has this crazy bright idea. Even my wife, when we watched this, was like, is he going to fucking drink that boiling water? Sure enough, Ash grabs this boiling water, laughing maniacally, proceeds to then chug this boiling water, pours it straight down his throat. In turn, then what we think is burning the little fucker inside. Ash then grows an eyeball on his shoulder.
What about him? What does it do to him?
It's going to burn his esophagus.
He's not going to be able to speak.
Is he like, I don't know, like, is he superhuman? Is Ash superhuman?
No,
crazy bastard.
He's just a crazy psycho. Like, that would have burned anyone's esophagus, probably closed it throat, caused internal burns.
It just fell straight down his esophagus, didn't touch the sides.
So now that even makes even less sense.
It's not supposed to make
I
any
was thinking,
sense.
like, well, if I watched the first two movies, maybe he has some kind of superpowers or anything that I wasn't aware of at this point. He's just straight up burning all his insides.
He's just Ash burning his fucking insides,
Jesus
boiling water.
Christ.
So the eyeball then grows on his shoulder in a very, very cool prosthetic, but kind of gross scene.
Cool, but what does it look like, Brian?
It looks like a really
it looks
vagina.
Exactly like a pussy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Until
looks
the eye
like
opens,
pussy.
and then it looks like
eyeball pussy monster.
The worst thing you could imagine.
Yeah, it's like
Stage 4 syphilis.
Imagine going down there and then you find an eyeball pops out.
That's the kind of shit that would turn you.
So the next part that we get to with this scene, they are now outside of the windmill. They're outside. Ash starts to grow another Ash on his body. The most Three Stooges of this entire film proceeds to happen here. They start poking each other. The evil Ash is poking him in the eye. He's tricking him, smacking him, punching him, doing whatever. Basically, he just starts to grow more and more. Eventually, they split off into two separate beings entirely. You have good Ash and bad Ash. Little foreshadowing to what we're going to see later in the film. Good Ash then suddenly has a shotgun in his hand that realistically still should have been in the windmill. But he has the shotgun suddenly, proceeds to point it up bad Ash's nose, pulls the trigger instead of decapitating his entire face like it should have done.
Yeah, that's what made me think like these Ashes have superpowers. What's going on here?
It just knocks him backwards.
Just knocks him backwards, does a backflip, has some bad burns on his face.
Do you know what that reminded me of? That was exactly what they do on Harry. Every time someone gets hit with a spell on Harry Potter, I think
pretty much.
It's exactly what that reminded me of. Instead of his face being imploded.
He shouldn't even have a head.
No, this has to be cleared up. I mean, granted, it is a demon. It is a demon.
Yeah.
So that one could be
made out of
justified.
ash.
Yeah, but it's a demon. I mean, this thing was literally chopped up. Its head was in the grave, and it was still talking to him.
This movie is a demon. This movie, you pop it in, demon.
So Ash then proceeds to take the body, gets that crazy maniacal Jack Nicholson, almost like evilish smile to him, grabs the chainsaw, then turns into Dexter. After strapping down the guy, he takes great joy in slicing up this demon's body, limb after limb after limb, until he has an entire bag full of the demon's body. Proceeds to throw it in to the thing. For some reason, the head falls out of the bag, whatever. Head says some shit to him, saying, "I will come back for you." And I think this is before he has a full-blown pirate voice that we'll get to. Because he turns into a pirate later in the film. But no, I love this scene. I thought it was goofy. It was wacky as fuck. I adore this scene completely, dude. This movie is not meant to be taken seriously for a single
absolutely
second.
not.
This movie is a big-ass parody of Sam Raimi's Mind. It's Jim Carrey. I don't even know, bro.
This was him after he found a baggie.
Yeah, dude.
He found a baggie and wrote this.
Did you see the scene where he shot him in the head and he's like,
yeah.
Oh my god. He like put the shotgun behind his back. He shot it and went like he had just taken the fattest line of his life. My god. Not knowing what that's like at all, but yeah.
Thank God they didn't have fentanyl back then.
So yeah, I mean that's pretty much the scene there. Ash buries the body. Then we get to the scene of Ash riding with some great music in the background. The few times where we do have music in the film, I don't know if you guys will agree on this, but it was very nice, very adventure-y. It gave it more of that medieval vibe that it felt like I thought this world was trying to build. But I thought the music was really neat. Did anyone else fuck with the music?
I thought the music was all right, actually. Yeah. Apparently, I think I read somewhere that there was a theme in there that Danny Elfman wrote.
Really?
And then Joseph LaDuca took over for the rest of it. But Danny Elfman is the guy who wrote the Batman music for
Michael Keaton?
Tim Burton's Batman. Yeah, Michael Keaton, yeah. So, anyway, that just popped in my head.
So then we'll cut this a little bit shorter, but he gets to the Necronomicons, and of course there's 3 options for him to choose from. We have some good practical effects here from whoever was on the team there as well. Opens up the first book.
For 11 million.
Yeah.
The bloody good practical effects.
Yeah, for 1991, I'll take it. Opens up the first book, proceeds to get sucked in from his hands. God knows how he climbed out of that, because that suction looked... better than a fucking hooker who specials in blowies. He gets sucked into the book. He comes out, shakes his face off in some Jim Carrey shit like scene from any one of his movies. His face gets funnier and funnier. Opens up the second book, starts to bite him straight out of Prisoner of Azkaban.
That's exactly what I thought. That's exactly the first thing I thought. Yeah.
Harry Potter 3, or the book from underneath the bed. Good little
one of the best Harry Potters.
Yeah, great movie, bro. Expecto Patronum, brother. Third book worked.
Yo, I was not expecting a fucking Harry Potter spell. Like it was like you said it like you were a fucking gang member. Like respect, brother.
Patronum, brother. Expecto Patronum.
That was great. Sorry.
What you mean, bro? I got my gang sign right here. It's a little lightning bolt.
They make shirts of the Harry. Have you ever seen the shirts?
It was a little
the Harry Potter thug shirts.
Yes, they're fucking great too. I actually almost bought one once.
You got to buy one before you go to Universal if you ever go there, man.
I think it was Snape and Harry and Daniel Radcliffe's Harry Potter sitting on a bench smoking weed.
Yeah,
like that.
They have a couple ones like some Lord of the Rings ones like that too. AI generated mostly. But then he opens up the third book. Ash, of course, as we all knew, that the scene was that the scene where cracked out Merlin was referring to was going to come to pass. Of course, Ash is going to forget how to say the 3 words. He starts to cantu vactu. He's like, what he ends up deciding on is one of the funniest parts in the movie to me. He goes, "Ratu extracto." He tries to just cough it off. He's like looking around, making sure no one's watching. Says it. Of course, it doesn't work. The army starts to raise from the dead. Lightning is striking everywhere. Everything then comes to a calm as Ash rides back to the castle with now the Necronomicon in hand. He is excited for one thing and one thing only, that is to get back to his time so he can go fuck Bridget Fonda. So as he is there, they are like, hey, the undead, blah, 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 they're back. You're not going to help us. Ash is acting like a little bitch. But then his homegirl, the chick who he's been smashing on this little 13th century trip back to the ayahuasca, gets kidnapped. Then he wants to go and save the day. He gives a nice little pep talk to everyone. Go ahead, Brian.
I'm sorry. I wanted to jump in here because you skipped over a major part for me. Where I literally felt like the people who made this movie were on acid. So Ashley, when he's first trying to get away from from fucking up the spell or whatever it is, he gets captured by a bunch of bone hands coming out of the ground.
Oh, I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
It's like,
I'm trying to do this all off the top of the head.
He's doing all that.
Dude, this scene was some diabolical shit. I truly think that this...
It's so goofy. It's so goofy. It's endearing. I can't hate it.
These bones come up. They just start happy slapping him. One of them fist fucks his mouth.
No, I'm watching it.
I'm surprised none of these bastards tried to go up his butthole. Like the fucking.
Oh my god!
They pulled his mouth like this. Go up.
Yeah,
his
one of
nose.
them was like picking his nose. They did everything except go up his ass.
Yeah, maybe they were.
That was not only that, but when he had when he was picking the neck for Comic-Con, that. When his face elongates and he shakes it, and then it's shorter. He shakes it and it gets shorter. Like some bloody good prosthetics going on there.
Fantastic prosthetics.
Yeah, and we've always said on this, prosthetics are always better. If they did that in CGI, it would look god awful.
It looks so bad.
At worst, it looked goofy, but you can see they tried. There was effort in there, and you just look at that and you can't not appreciate it. Agreed. But it's just like the shaking, and it also like speeds up the frame rate when he's shaking his head, so he's like probably going fast, and then he stops, and then chin shorter.
Yeah,
and then he like right before the end, he looks like Jay Leno, and then normal.
Jay Leno's actual chin size too.
Yeah, I know.
He has that massive fucking chin.
Is that the guy who went through the crazy prosthetics throughout the years and doesn't look anything like how he used to look now?
No, I think he's always looked like that. No, Jay Leno was the guy before Conan O'Brien.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So he was the talk show before Conan O'Brien, and then you end up fucking.
I want to know who Quentin was talking about now, because
I'm looking at it.
Somebody had to like have a chin reduction every year. It sounds like.
No, bro, he like kept expanding his chin. Why
was the
I don't know. I'll figure it out after the podcast. It's not that important right now.
Yeah,
I will figure it out.
Why would you do that?
So Quentin left off with that goblin shows up again to kidnap. What is it? Sheila? Yeah, Sheila.
Different goblin. This one has wings.
Yes.
This is a syphilis
monster.
He's got
This thing has evolved on the Pokemon chart.
So what sides are these people on? Or is it the English? Like where like we don't really have a full description, right? Of like the knights in their separate parties.
Well,
if it's the English, I'm just waiting for Mel Gibson to come on in and start fucking killing. I'm just waiting for him to show on up, bro.
Oh, there we go.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Bravo. Bravo.
Had to somewhere. We had to.
Had to.
I feel like it was at Craig's nation's expense, though.
Dude, we
I love your nation.
It's where I live. We spoke about this off camera. I'm Baltic. I just have a British passport and live in England. But yeah, I'm English.
Dude, you were born there too, right?
Germany.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
I was born on a British base camp.
There you go. And with a bunch of, surrounded by Union Jacks. That's all that matters. Yeah. No, I was born in Germany on a British base camp, so I think that's technically British soil. I'm not entirely sure how that works. But yeah, that counts too.
Yeah.
I have a British
Holy shit! No! No! You can't do that to me because I can't hold a
You
face.
Motherfucker!
No!
Oh, do you know what?
So happy that is a written chat message and not said out loud. Holy God!
Joe is going to be commenting. Fucking! I want to know what he just said. There's no fucking way I'm saying that.
We were talking about the threshold before the podcast. This hits the threshold. Okay?
Ding, ding,
Holy
ding. We have a winner.
Yes. Holy God.
Did you see the comment I put back to him? I said Captain Quintano is a rogue. You're a motherfucker. Is what that's your problem.
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That is pretty fucking funny though.
Thank you.
So you left off with the
riding in
goblin flying away with Sheila, right?
Yes.
Do you want to
take it from there?
You want me to take it from there?
Take it, brother.
This
I know
scene,
you got some. I know you have notes. I'm going all off the top of my head, and I'm going to miss scenes if I keep doing that. So
dude,
take it away.
This next part is diabolical, dude. This made me think that everyone involved in this film need to be thrown into an insane asylum. So the army of whoa, your camera okay?
Yeah, my light just fell forward, and I was afraid it was going to knock the monitor off of my desk entirely.
Right.
I'm glad you're asking about this camera. I nearly had a fucking heart attack.
So the army of the dead has just been awoken. Sheila has been brought to Evil Ash by the flying syphilis goblin. He then forces her to make out with his ugly ass, and he's got skin hanging off of it. His jaw almost looks like the Predator. And so they're making out. Oh, by the way, in the very next cut, she is now topless.
Oh,
and the army of the dead now has multiple women from the castle in chains.
Multiple women, my ass. These are models with big fake tits.
In chains. They're being dragged around with their titties out.
Yep. Where did they find these women?
I don't know.
Well, they saw them and they took them back, so...
Were there multiple flying syphilis goblins that just grabbed a bunch of women?
I only saw one, but maybe the budget only allowed for one.
I guess so, because it looks like they grabbed It looks like they grabbed all the girls that were feeding and massaging Ash in that one scene.
Yeah,
and then it just captured them all. I don't know, but I was watching this. I literally go, "What the fuck am I watching? Like this is crazy.
Crazy.
This is crazy." There's a scene from earlier that I wanted to touch on because this kind of it might sum up of what I thought this movie is. There's a scene between Ash and Sheila, and I think this is when they have their first kiss eventually. So Ash is working on his new middle hand that he just made.
Oh yes!
And Sheila turns up. And Ash says, "What's the matter? You raising a barn? Shut the door." Sure. And Sheila comes in and starts yapping about how Ash is like this, kind of like the chosen one now, like the one that has been prophesized, or prophesied. I don't know.
Prophesized is right.
Thank you. I need the Englishman to help me out with
prophesized.
How to say that language properly.
How to say the language that you can actually speak.
That I can actually speak. That I have no idea what I'm doing.
It's prophesized. Yeah, don't worry.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, Ash just gets annoyed by all this prophecy bullshit. And Sheila then grabs something and Ash rips it out of her hand and yells, "Don't touch that, please. Your primitive intellect wouldn't understand alloys and compositions and things with molecular structures."
And that's when he's got the Chemistry 101 book as well.
Yeah.
You can't fault them.
I just love how he sees all these characters in this cast. He just calls them primitives. And
he acts like they're monkeys.
He's basically racist.
Yeah. Straight up.
He's seeing them as less than, but fuck, I'm gonna derail this for like a minute.
Damn it, fucking
Craig. How far back?
He's fucking
like you haven't done that before.
I do it every day.
We all do it.
How far back can you I'm thinking for me, because obviously we've got so much history in the UK. How far back can you go before you can't talk to someone and have a conversation? I think it's probably in like 500 years if you were actually speaking with someone, but there's no way of conversing. You speak the same language, but the words you're using and the way you're saying it and the parlance that you're using.
Oh, you mean like how the language has changed?
Yeah.
To the point where you don't understand what somebody's saying. I was confused at first. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I think... But we don't know. This isn't supposed to be England, though. Like, I don't know what these guys are playing sword fight in California.
Dude, these motherfuckers are supposed to be English. Let's not dance around it. Every time you've got a guy on with chainmail and a fucking sword and a shield.
One of the English wore black and yellow. They got black and yellow banners. I don't remember that in England. I could be wrong, though.
I don't remember them being in Utah, California either. But here we are. So
yeah. It's fucking. But that's a good point. But I'm not even thinking about that.
Medieval England.
It's just as a sorry, I'm derailing the whole film review, but that's a interesting thought.
It's supposed to be surrounded by the countryside of England.
There you go. So if he went back that far, he would not be able to say, "This is my boomstick," and everyone goes, "Ooh, I understand boom and stick."
Obviously,
but then we're gonna have to take. Here's the problem with this, though, because then we're gonna have to take the movie seriously, and
there's no taking this movie seriously at all.
No. Yeah.
You're literally playing swords and sword fights in the middle of Utah.
Yeah,
or fucking California.
California.
It looks like Utah, but it's right next to California, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Even I know that as a Brit.
Yeah. So he's like, don't touch that. Your primitive intellect wouldn't understand all this shit. And so Sheila then wishes him well and gives him some clothing she made, and he takes it and says, "Good, I can use a horse blanket." And then Sheila just stares at him, gets pissed, and then winds back and slaps the living daylights out of him.
She does, yeah.
He loves that shit.
And she goes to leave. Ash is in a rage now, and he gets up and follows her. He grabs her by a doorway, and she makes a sound that some men will know what that sound was. It was the sound a woman makes when you touch her in the right places. Mm-hmm. That's that sound. Mm-hmm. She literally grabs her.
I gotta see this again.
And then Ash undoes her hair, looks in her eyes, and says, "Give me some sugar, baby." And then they kiss. And
you know what? I was shocked you didn't bring that up earlier because that is such a Brian line,
dude. And then they kiss, and this is when I finally realized what this movie is. This movie is a high-budget porno film with no sex. That's what this movie is. The dialogue, which is so shitty. The setting, which makes no sense. You got people running around in medieval costumes in the middle of California. The horror that is random and has little to no explanation to it at all. This is a porno film that not only it doesn't have X-rated scenes, it doesn't even have softcore scenes. It doesn't have sex scenes at all. Just one scene where the skeletons come out of the ground and randomly make all the women they capture walk around with no shirts on, so they have their titties out.
Oh, horror.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there going, and when I realized that, I was like, just give us the sex scenes. Just make it a porno. Because that's what this feels like. It feels like a fucking...
the demon bitch get fucked.
It feels like a porno without the sex scenes. And that's when I was like, that's what this is. Just give me if you're going to go this route, just give me the sex scenes. Just give them to me. Put them on the screen. It's a high-budget porno movie with no sex.
Oh, God.
Anyway, that was my rant.
Proper rant. So where are we at?
We're bouncing around, but...
well, we get into where the...
you want to get to the Army of Darkness arrives?
Yeah, we can get to the Army of Darkness fight. I like that. You get a cutscene of him making some gunpowder, making some more bullets, potentially, with his unlimited ammo boomstick. There's... Sorry. Where are we at?
Making some gunpowder.
I thought you were going to go discuss that scene.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, it's just a cool little montage scene. Every movie like this, I feel like, has to have a little montage scene. So they're getting ready. They're preparing for battle. Ash is then training.
For battle scene. It's those are always fun. Scene.
Yeah,
even when they're done bad, like I still enjoy them.
Literally, my favorite part about Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, besides Professor Snape. But yeah, man. So they're preparing for battle. Ash is showing them how to fight with some little formations here or there that they eventually abandon. They use it one time in the entire battle scene, and then it's done. Then everyone's just fighting for their lives. So everything that he taught them, I don't know, is probably useless. But yeah, so we get to the fight. The Army of Darkness has arrived at the castle. Having a little bit of
trouble. They get his car as well.
They're working on his car. We don't get there yet. That shit is fucking bonkers. That's like straight out of Zombieland, dude.
That shit was fucking class. I'm not gonna lie.
But skeletons look great. Now we are in full-blown stop motion for a quick little minute here until we get to the actors in skeleton costumes where you can clearly see their eyeballs through the masks that aren't even painted.
There's one shot where the guy on the left of the screen,
like,
you saw his, and he didn't even have makeup on his eyes. It was just like they just shoved it on him and said, "Get in the shot." It was really funny.
He's supposed
the
to be
stop motion all looks really cool.
You've got so much good stop animation here.
Yeah.
And then you just go this way, and it is so good, and it's so Attack of the Titans, like legendarily good, like Harryhausen good. And then you just got some guy just shoved a mask on his face and this went, oh, right, fuck it. It's 6 o'clock on a Friday. Come on, let's.
Don't look directly into the camera.
Yeah.
Make sure we can't see your eyes. Like, somebody should have told him that.
Absolutely fucking crazy.
I think Sam Raimi didn't give a fuck. I think he was just having fun. He was like, whatever happens with this film, we're doing this all in one take. Each shot,
I bet this was a bunch of one takes.
Bro, this movie, you know they had a blast filming this.
Oh, I fucking bet they. Do you know? I bet that when they had the after party, I bet that's when there's a good chunk of the budget went on the after party, and they just had a fucking blast.
I guarantee you that there's a conversation between Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell. It's just like, yeah, I don't even care if this movie does well. It was so much fun. Like he didn't go into the intention with this to be critically acclaimed or anything like that. He was just like, dude, we're gonna have a great time.
Yeah, and do you know what? Fuck it. If you can do that, if you're in a position where you can do that, the thing is, it did make money. And I bet it made shitloads more money than we think it actually did. And I hope it did.
Probably.
Because they fucking had a blast. We'll talk about that when
this is the time where like everybody was buying VHS.
Yeah.
So
and renting it, and it was word of mouth as well.
Blockbuster was yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Blockbuster, word of mouth.
Definitely. There's the gathering of the Army of Darkness scene. I actually liked the part that I liked was it kind of fleshed out the personalities of some of the fucking skeletons here.
Yeah.
There's this Army of the Dead has a sense of humor along with being crazy.
They were. If I was trying to overanalyze it, I'd say that, these were the personalities of the people that the skeletons were. But they've all got that fucking crazy sense of humor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was just Sam Raimi having fun and just going.
Yeah. There's skeletons. There's skeletons playing flutes made out of femurs.
Yeah. That fucking made me laugh. That was.
There's other.
I'll tell you what, that is what Lizzo wants to look like.
I'm going to keep pretending like I'm frozen.
Dude, that just popped in my head in this.
Oh, God, that killed me. That killed me. Yeah, dude. There's skeletons playing flutes made out of femurs. There's fucking skeletons playing drums that are made out of skulls. There's also a trio of skeletons that are either Scottish or Irish playing bagpipes. Wearing berets. Did you see that?
Here's a weird thing. Just to bring the comedy down and just make it boring but quite interesting. Bagpipes are Scottish, right? That's what you ever see someone on a bagpipe. They're supposed to be Scottish, but they actually originated in Ireland.
I think I knew that. Actually, that's one thing I did know. But don't they have different bagpipes though? Like they sound different.
Yeah, they do. But
I think they sound completely different. Actually, I think the Irish. That's the thing with Braveheart. Actually, with their with the music in Braveheart is apparently I read this somewhere. I don't know if it's true. Maybe Craig can help me out with this. But the bagpipes that are played in the soundtrack to Braveheart are actually Irish and not Scottish bagpipes. Which
top of my head, couldn't tell you that. I don't know. I'll tell you what I do know. Something I found out. And again, just quick derail. There's a bagpipe scene in June.
They were Irish.
Which
you're right on the money.
Quintana loves.
I'm so sorry.
When they come out with the bagpipes in June.
In June?
June.
Oh yeah.
Okay. They're not bagpipes.
What are they?
It's. Do you remember when we first Brian introduced us and he told me that you went to the Hans Zimmer concert and is it his guy who does the fucking thing? Nope.
What is it?
I sent you a picture of me and the guitarist from his band.
Yeah.
It's him.
I still can't believe you met him. That's fucking insane. That's
dude, I actually he hasn't replied, but I texted him earlier. I saw a picture of him and I texted him about it.
That's crazy.
It's him. It's not bagpipes. It's guitar.
He's a wizard. He is an actual living, breathing wizard on the guitar.
He is.
I didn't know who the fuck he was until I went to the Hans Zimmer concert, and then both of my cousins who are phenomenal guitarists, they were like, "You have no idea who you just saw." I was like, "No."
Yeah, no, he is literally well renowned, and one of his friends. And I don't mean someone that you're just going to big up, like his friends who I'm a mutual friend of, who is a really well respected guitarist. Like he does "We Will Rock You." He did it in London. He's doing it in Sweden. Session guitarist.
Played song in the fucking world.
No, the stage show.
Okay.
The Queen stage show. We Will Rock You. So he's the guitarist on that, and he's got so many accolades. He was Brian May's rhythm guitarist for a while. He's one of his closest friends. He said, and I've said that to him, and I've said it to another person who I'm friends with, who is a professional guitarist who does guitar on YouTube. As an online tutor, Guthrie Govan is the best guitarist on the planet.
That seems to be the consensus from everyone who I've talked to.
Yeah, he fucking is, and he's a sweet guy. He's a really cool, sweet guy. He's really nice. Socially awkward, but fuck me.
Most people who are musically talented like that are like there's something there that no one else has, But how are we talking about this?
Because the bagpipes were actually him. So he managed. He played the bagpipes
in June,
but did it on guitar.
That's crazy.
That is on June. Yeah, sorry, I derailed it a bit.
No, you're fine.
That is fucking astonishing because you don't even think. And it's only. Deline Villeneuve didn't know this. They were on stage, and Hans Zimmer said, "Oh yeah, I got Guthrie to do that because Guthrie is half Scottish." And I got Guthrie to do that. So what? My beautiful bagpipes or a guitar? Are you fucking? Is there anything else I need to know?
Yeah,
because he didn't know. It was just went. All right, yeah, well, bagpipes. Yep,
cool.
Is there any other scenes you guys want to discuss?
The end battle scene is just kind of fun, but I don't really want to. I don't need to dive into that. It was just fun. I like the way that Ash ends up killing him. He does a flip over him and then stabs him from the back. I thought that the choreography there was a little fun.
I thought the one-on-one fight scene between Evil Ash and Good Ash was very entertaining, and they really killed Evil Ash in a very ridiculous way, which is the perfect way to end that shit.
Catapult, fucking gunpowder strapped to his ass.
Gunpowder. He's flung off a thing with gunpowder strapped to him that explodes.
When they do the car up, they get it back up and running, and he's got the big fan on the front.
The windmill thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. but I know neither of you will have seen this. Peter Jackson, one of his first films. I can't remember what it's called. But Peter Jackson's
not Immortal Engines or whatever the fuck that shit.
No. One of his first films.
Oh.
They were actually like really sort of like B-level films and like you sort of shock horror.
Bad Taste, Meet the Feebles, Brain Dead.
Bad Taste.
That's his first film, 1987.
So they get someone gets a lawnmower, picks it up, so the blades are spinning like instead of being on the ground, and they go into a bunch of zombies or whatever the fuck they are. They go into them, and that is an exact fucking paste for paste copy of this. Like that's what this film does. Just get a rotary blade going, and then just go into everyone, and then all the skeletons are getting fucking knocked to shit.
Fuck you, Brian.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about here. But yeah, sorry. We gotta stop doing the fucking private message thing. Because we just try to.
Well, we can do it. It just needs to make sense. I don't even know.
This was set a few minutes ago. I just am now seeing it.
Okay, Hans Zimmer. Right. Okay, he's German. Right, I got you. Okay, sorry, it took me a minute.
Yeah. But yeah, there's not any other scenes that I want to get through here. Do you guys want to start doing scores?
Let's get into scores, man.
You go first.
I'll start us up. I give this movie an 8, dude. I just enjoyed the fuck out of it. This movie is not meant for a single second to be taken remotely serious. This movie's hysterical. Bruce Campbell as Ash is fucking legendary. He is such his own force. He can carry the weight of this movie all day. It's who he is meant to play. That or Elvis. He's meant to play one of them.
Yeah.
I do like the kiss at the end. He goes, "I'm the king, baby."
Yeah,
that was funny. Nah, dude, this movie is just a blast through and through.
When he's in the fucking supermarket.
Yeah,
that's fucking.
But the comedic factor. This is what this movie is. It's a comedy. It's got some cool blood and gore. But you're here for the comedy, man. And if this movie doesn't take you on a weird ass ride, I don't know what movie you're watching. This movie's a fuck fest of craziness, and it's a lot of fun. Muppet rating, Meltzer, bro. This movie does not stand a fucking chance of not hitting Meltzer. This movie is some of the goofiest, wackiest shit that I had. It's just Meltzer, brother. This movie went Meltzer.
Do you know what? I am so glad you said that, but I wish you understood the Meltzer rating.
What do you mean?
Like, in terms of actually what it means in like wrestling terms.
Oh, I'm like, yeah. I think you guys have explained it to me once, but Meltzer holds the meaning for me as this.
Mm-hmm. Definitely is.
But Craig, what do you got? I can wait to hear Brian's. Is what I mean to say. I can wait to hear Brian's. Give us what you got, Craig.
This film is dog shit as a film. But what Sam Raimi did with the budget he had, how entertaining it is, and that's the point of the film, is to be entertaining. As a story, this film is fucking shit. Let's not be fucking.
It's not meant to be great.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah.
I would love to shit on this film and say, well, it's a fucking... Because at the end of it, we do message each other.
Do it.
And
do it.
I said, what the fuck did you just make us watch?
Yeah.
I started dying laughing when I saw that message.
But honest to God, if it was on, I wouldn't go fucking turn that shit off. It was.
How could you turn it off?
It's so there is so much fun in this film. It's a fucking. annoyingly, it's a great time. It is the dumbest fucking film you can possibly watch that is somehow a major release. It's everything about it is B film with an A film sort of budget, but it didn't have an A film budget. It actually had a B film budget, but
I see what you're saying.
It's weird. Sam Raimi is a dude. He's a visionary. He knows exactly what he wanted, and he got it on camera, even if it was accidental, like the dirt on the lens.
That's meant to be there for sure.
I think that was a happy accident. Stuff like that is a happy accident, but he just looked at it and went, yes.
He's like, hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Fucking... I don't know, because I couldn't wait for it to be over, but I also enjoyed it. It's... right. I can't wait for them.
Give us a number. Don't be a pussy.
Yeah, I need a number.
Don't be a pussy. Say it with your chest, Craig.
I don't love it, but I can't hate it, so it's a 5.
Cool. I'll take that.
And
give it to us. Go ahead.
Bruce Campbell is a fucking delight. I am so glad these films.
Brian was texting me and just talking about how ripped and shredded and how handsome Bruce Campbell was. He was just like, damn, dude, that jawline, I just want to lick some jelly off of that shit.
Yeah.
Lick some. What kind of jelly are we talking
He's
about?
actually a beautiful man.
He is.
He's a handsome motherfucker.
I was giving Craig dog shit last week for talking that way about a guy, but I was watching this movie. I'm like, damn, that is a really good looking dude.
Who did he talk about? Who did he talk about?
Robert Pattinson, who he was.
Yeah,
talking,
I think he's a handsome dude.
No. Yeah, Robert Pattinson is not handsome.
Yeah, fucking.
I think we were giving him shit because he said that about Robert Pattinson, and not,
that's what I'm saying. I think Bruce Campbell, though, like if you're gonna say a man is handsome, make sure he's handsome, all right? Otherwise,
basically, Quentin say if you're gonna go gay, you better go gay the right way.
Yeah, go gay. You got if you're gonna go gay, pick a good one to go gay for.
I'll go gay for Bruce Campbell.
There we go.
I think he's beautiful. I think he's beautiful.
Okay. In a pinch, then Hugh Jackman.
Oh, that's
a good one.
Now
that's a good one.
I would no.
He is
in a game of fuck, marry, kill. I would marry Hugh Jackman because he's just such a nice guy. You know.
Well, yeah, but he'll divorce you as well. So,
bro, isn't she like 30 years older than him?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's probably like fucking on her deathbed.
We don't know. Maybe she's crazy. Maybe he's crazy. We don't know.
Nah, he's a nice guy.
Life is like.
He's a nice guy.
Never heard of.
Anyway, what's your Muppet rating, Craig?
Oh my god, it's 7.5 stars in the Tokyo Dome. This is
Meltzer. He goes Meltzer.
Fucking stupid as shit.
Okay, hell yeah! I thought you said 7.5. I was like,
I did. I fucking did say that. So this is out of 5. So Meltzer rates wrestling matches out of 5, but there's a few times where he's broken it where the match has just been that good, and he's like, "Oh my god!" So
that's when it Meltzer,
and he goes 6 out of 5 or 7 out of 5. Yeah, something crazy.
This is a fucking 7.5 out of 5 on the Meltzer scale of Muppetry.
Heard that.
Fucking shit is
I love
mental.
That. And guess what?
And all the better for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the Muppet rating first, and I am in unison. We are all going Meltzer on this film. This movie is fucking insane, insane. The Muppetry is off the. I think it's the most Muppetry I've ever seen in a movie so far. I think.
What rating in the? By the way, when I say in the Tokyo Dome. Meltzer is renowned for giving Japanese wrestling a much higher score, and when something's in the Tokyo, yes, I saw, in the Tokyo Dome, so that will be like a big wrestling Japanese event in the Tokyo Dome. He will always be more generous. Like he's renowned for being a bit more biased.
Crazy shits,
yeah. So when I say 7.5 in the Tokyo Dome, like. Brian, is it in the Tokyo Dome?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
What rating are we going?
With the Muppet rating, I told you, Meltzer. Do you want me to actually do a Meltzer
stars
rating?
How many Meltzer stars?
Oh, 95 out of 5. Fucking hell. This was insane. All right, let me talk before I give the actual like film rating that I'm going to give it. I'm going to touch on a couple things here. The things that I like, because I gotta give some people their flowers first. That's two people. That's Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell. Sam Raimi first. He this movie, even though, as Craig pointed out, the story is shit because I don't even know what the fucking story is. But that just from a filmmaking aspect, this is like if you want to learn how to make things look good and toy around with like having things that don't have much substance to them like look phenomenal. This is a masterclass, and that was Sam Raimi. There's a lot of shots in here where I was like, wow, especially with the budget, $11 million. I was like, dude, he made this movie look like an $80 to $100 million production at times.
At that point in time, for sure.
It's highly impressive.
I would, if you told me that, I might have gone, well, maybe 50, but and I wouldn't have batted an eyelid at it. And that's still 5 times the budget.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's number one. Sam, regardless of how I think of the movie, the filmmaking aspect of it is very impressive for me. Bruce Campbell, I can't take my eyes off the fucking guy. He's incredible. It's like Craig would say, it's hammed up to the max. He just doesn't give a fuck. He's having the time of his life, and like everything he does, you just can't take your eyes off the guy. It's an incredible performance with some of the cheesiest, stupidest lines I've ever heard in my life, but he makes it happen. It's amazing. Thank you for the kind words in the chat, Gwen. Now, let's get to the bad here, because this for me, I hinted at it before. To me, it felt like I had a moment here where I felt like I was watching the Flash Gordon movie from the 1980s.
Is it horrible?
But it was.
No, it's hammy. It's very campy, hammy.
Yeah, it's not to be taken seriously either. No. But at the same time, that one had the feeling of being a lot more fun than I thought this one was.
Okay.
So yeah,
this was too crazy. It was too all over the place.
Dude, the Muppetry rating was so through the roof. I was like, I feel like I'm on fucking on Pluto.
That is 100% fair.
Watching this movie, I felt like I had smoked crack, and I didn't like the high. Like I was.
I think that this movie is built for people with ADD. I'm not joking. With
it might be, but like, and this is a harsh thing to say, but I already have a double-digit IQ, and I think watching this movie it reduced it to 1 digit, because I was watching this and I literally was like, dude, I need to stop watching this. Like even halfway through I was like, I hope the power cuts out. This movie is too much fucking crazy input all at once for me. Remember, this is perfect personal preference. I know a lot of people love this movie. But for me, and the dialogue, this felt like a shitty fucking porno where you don't get the sex scenes. And I'm sorry, like if I want to have a fucking goofy porno comedy thing, people need to be fucking. I need to see some people getting fucked in this, and we didn't even get any of that.
Give me a number before you shit on it.
If he fucked that girl, and they actually made it like
I wanted to rate this a 2, but because I liked Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi's filming aspects, I put it up to a 3. But
woo!
And here's the other part. I still feel like I kind of enjoyed myself.
Yeah, I was going to say how much fun. That is exactly what I was just going to say when you said 3. But how much fun did you have watching this?
I had somewhat fun. Wouldn't say I had a ton of fun. I had more fun watching Mortal Kombat, and that was a 2.
Oh, Mortal Kombat is undeniably a better movie.
Mortal Kombat, I did not have fun with that. That was like the worst acting in cinema history. And I can't get ever past that. There wasn't a single good actor in Mortal Kombat. So for me, that felt like a fucking
Christopher Lambert.
He was not good in that. No.
He's a good actor.
I don't get the
fucking movie.
And I don't want to hear like he threw a well, his acting was good because he paid for an after party. I don't want to hear that. His acting was not good. If you're gonna pick out a person in Mortal Kombat that was actually good, I'd go with
Sonya, right?
I thought Johnny was
Johnny Tsunami, Shang Tsung.
I thought Goro was the best actor.
With the prosthetic?
Goro was the best actor in that.
That's another reason why I can't rate this as low as Mortal Kombat either, though, because Bruce Campbell was like
he was a joy to watch. I'm not gonna lie, he was a joy every time he was on screen. You can't take your eyes off him. Like the guy he's just got so much charisma.
Yeah.
He was born to play this role. He was absolutely perfect casting. And I'm not going to fault it on
him and Sam Raimi's relationship have crossed generations.
On a fun scale, this is a strong 7.5, 8.
There we go. That's what I like to hear.
On a film, it's.
I have to rank them together. I can't do like film for fun. Like if I had a great time watching a movie, I'm going to give it an 8. You know what I mean? But if you want to get into the nitty gritty of the plot, obviously there's no fucking real story.
There is no plot.
That's what I'm saying. There's no real story.
Bruce
it's not meant for that.
Goes
this movie is meant for a fun ride, and if you don't have a fun time watching this movie, it's going to be a shit movie. It's that simple. You know?
Bruce Campbell goes back to medieval England in Utah, California, and
to find Mel Gibson. I want to see a movie again. Bruce Campbell versus Mel Gibson.
Wow! As soon as you start saying, "Oh my God, Bruce Campbell!"
That's something I can see.
That, with the fucking chainsaw on his hands.
Yes, that would be some Jason Statham versus Danny Trejo shit. Those are actors who would actually take those roles. Jason Statham and Danny Trejo would do that shit.
With Bruce Campbell versus Mel Gibson. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I kind of had fun. I didn't have as much fun.
I'm happy.
The Muppetry input was too much for me. I was like, and here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. The other part of this is I still think I should have watched the first two to appreciate this one more.
I don't think you would have made it to the third
because I watched this one first. No, I will not be watching the other two.
Heard that.
I will not.
The first one came
unless
out
Quentin picks it. Unless Quentin picks one of the other ones just to piss me off, and I'll have to watch it.
I might just need to do that.
It's always you can always do that too. Like I'll probably bitch and moan, but I have to do it.
Yep.
You're not going to have enjoyed this film anymore from seeing the first two. It wouldn't.
He may have. He may. I mean, Bruce Campbell's
with
great
that opening scene
three.
with the first like 10, 20 minutes of the movie, I beg to differ because I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
The only thing you'd have done there is go, okay, I've seen this. Yeah, I know, but you'd have still had the same reaction to the film.
Yeah, like Army of Darkness. It literally like when the second movie ends, Evil Dead 2. There's like. You don't know that the third movie is going to be him in medieval times. It really just drops you in there like that. There's no like.
Yeah, but I would know what the tone is of these
That's fair.
Goofy movies and stuff.
They're not the first one.
I think I should have gone in order, and I hate going out of order.
Fair. I didn't know that.
So. Quentin actually got me with that
Alex Cross shit.
Yeah,
I may have enjoyed that movie.
I've seen that first movie like once, and I've watched the Along Came a Spider one like 10 times.
Well, same. I've seen Evil Dead 1 and 2 probably 2-3 times each. I've seen Army of Darkness at least 5 times.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, I enjoyed this movie as much as I did back in the day.
Watching it,
it's fun, dude. It's funny. You would never recommend this film to someone if, like, for any reason.
Oh, this is a good film. Yeah.
No, I'm not. No, I mean, if I'm like, bro, you're just looking to go home and want to watch some fucking take some shrooms, there you go. Put that movie on.
I haven't got that many drugs aren't that readily available around here.
Just gotta look in the right spots.
If I had someone in my circle who was like that, Yeah. Just put it on. Just have it on in the background.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good stoner movie. I feel like they would have a good time watching movie.
This. If you're smoking weed, if you smoke weed out there, watch this movie. Yeah. You may have a psychotic episode and run out naked in the streets or some shit like that. But
weed actually does do that to me. Funny enough, doesn't work with me. Anyway, I mean, I had a fun time with this fucking podcast. This one was good.
I knew you couldn't wait to talk about this.
Yeah. Well, Brian couldn't wait either.
No, I was texting Quinn like I can't wait to talk about this either. Because I was like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Well, that's exactly what I put on the group chat. What the fuck did you just make us watch?
I gotta go take a leak. I will be right back.
Right. Unless you want to wrap it up. We pretty much touched on everything.
So I believe it's me.
It is you. What do you got for us, Greg?
Well, like Quentin did with this one, I've got 2 films, and I'm going to make them 2 awesome films. And you 2 need to pick.
I'm with it.
Whichever one doesn't have horror or supernatural shit in it.
No.
Nope. We need to step away from that.
Brian's getting sick of me.
No. Okay. First one. For England, James? No. For me.
All right, what's the other one?
I don't know what that one is.
That's GoldenEye.
Oh, okay.
I can already tell you that one.
I know we've done a James Bond, but that is my James Bond film. That's the one for me. Or we've got Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt.
Oh, Edge of Tomorrow!
Edge of Tomorrow.
I'm still going with Goldfinger because I've seen Edge of Tomorrow.
Goldfinger.
That's not even any of the fucking films.
That's a combination of two.
Goldfinger. Oh.
Goldfinger, not GoldenEye. I'm laughing because I haven't seen GoldenEye, and I've seen Edge of Tomorrow, and I already know I love Edge of Tomorrow very, very much.
They're both fucking.
They're both great films.
Here's the thing:
polar opposites.
Whichever one you pick, I'm picking the one that you don't pick down the line.
Deal, yeah.
How about this? So I have seen both. Craig, you've seen both, obviously. Quentin hasn't seen GoldenEye. I think we should do that one.
Let's do GoldenEye.
I've been itching for some more Bond after Dr. No.
This film is so fucking awesome.
We get an appearance from the dancing seizure man. Because if we don't, it's a 0 out of 10 for me.
No, we don't, but we get Felix Leiter is fucking awesome on this.
They should have bonded
Xenia on a top.
I gotta pee. I'll be right back, guys. I'm so sorry.
Felix is in GoldenEye?
I don't
think he is.
Yeah, he is. He's the when he gets out of the blue car in Russia, and he's like he's the big fat guy. He's like,
that's not Felix.
I'm pretty sure that he's Felix. Not. Are you investigating now?
Yes, because if it was, then I can't believe.
I'm sure that he was supposed to be Felix.
And Jack Wade, that's his character, Jack Wade.
Is it Jack Wade? Oh fuck! I thought. For some reason, I thought it was Felix, but I thought it was like...
He kind of plays like a Felix... Actually, I don't think they're similar at all. He plays like your stereotypical, like, cowboy-type American CIA official. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I just thought he was funny as fuck.
Like, let's make this...
But you've got Robbie the Coltrane.
Oh, this is my favorite role he's ever done. I love him in this.
What the PP.
And I love that, like, 2 movies later in The World Is Not Enough, they bring him back, even though he gets whacked in that one. But I love that they brought him and that character back in that movie.
And then
I remember watching that in the theater, and I was like, yes, Valentin's back. And he's like a changed man because he's embraced capitalism. And he's still kind of a Russian like mob boss in a way. So he's just been hoarding money. Oh, it's funny.
And the tank, dude, the
trailed me the whole way.
What happened?
Dude,
I farted and it trailed me the entire walk back. I feel like I'm sitting in my own stew of shit right now.
Dude, enjoy your own farts. Just
no, this one's like unenjoyable.
So yeah, GoldenEye. This is
Quentin
first...
is gonna have a fucking. He's gonna crack one off when he sees the tank scene.
Maybe. There's other scenes he might go off on as well. But no, this is...
As long as there's not a...
Here's the thing. Like, this is both me and Craig's... I think Craig's favorite Bond film.
Yeah. Oh, without
a doubt. It's mine.
Oh my god.
It's mine also.
And then the game came out. This is just burned into my memory.
And Pierce Brosnan, who is not...
no, she's a redhead.
As long as Honey's not in this film, I'm gonna enjoy it. No, I enjoy Dr. No a lot, as everyone knows, but fuck me, that Honey was horrific.
Oh no, there's a mental bitch in this. You'll love it. There's a sexy mental bitch.
But both the Bond girls in this are good.
Good.
Yeah,
one of them is really good.
I like the Daniel Craig Casino Royale, the Spanish chick who he hooks up with at the start of the movie. Oh my god.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. I think she was actually Italian, though.
That makes more sense.
Si, senor.
Italian. But anyway, this GoldenEye is me and Craig's favorite Bond movie of them all.
Is it Sean Connery?
No,
this is Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan, okay.
The most beautiful Bond there is.
He is. I tell you what, he worked.
Sean Connery,
he's got the seriousness and the goofiness, and he's got it straight in the middle.
He's the only Bond who, in my opinion, it feels like he's having the time of his life.
He looks American.
God, it looks like it. The whole film. I am so. I
adore that man.
That being said,
you guys could have suggest a movie I'd never heard of, and if I find out Pierce Brosnan's in it, I'm like, when do we start? When do we watch it? I
heard that.
Unless it's Black Adam that it was in? Is it Black Adam or?
Oh God.
I'll still watch that to find out how he is in that.
I wouldn't. Rachel Zegler in The Rock. Yeah, they're doing. Really
Rachel Zegler's in that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh no. Was it? No, she was. It was that or Shazam 2, but oh yeah, Snow White, great film.
You're joking, right?
I'm never seeing that.
She
I didn't even
like
the original Snow White, and now there's this.
She ruined the movie before it ever came out, or with her. Press
2 years ago, by the way.
Yeah, she fucking ruined that movie.
Everything she said that the film was going to be. There's only half of it is what's happened, and that's all due to reshoots.
Bro, my wife, she's been like, we're going to Disney next week, and fucking, she's been going through all the Disney movies, and I bought it up to her. I was like, oh yeah, the Snow White movie's coming out. She goes, oh, wait for that one on streaming. I'm like,
good.
If anyone is down to watch something like that, it's her. But she was like, oh, wait for that one.
Good. No, I'm glad that it's filtered down.
It sucks. I liked her. If I'm thinking of the same girl, wasn't she in the Last Mockingbird or the last Hunger Games movie?
Yeah, Hunger Games.
I liked her in that. I thought that she was good.
Really? Because I think she's
weird.
She's
a freak.
She can
freak. That interview where she goes weird. Yeah,
it's Hollywood, baby.
I don't like her. Weird.
We might cut all of his scenes out. Fuck off. Yeah,
who's we, bitch? She has no. Yeah.
I just love the fact that you put her in a movie where she's Snow White and the evil queen is jealous of her beauty, and the evil queen is Gal Gadot.
Yeah, Gal Gadot. How could you? Come on, it's fucking wonderful.
No, they changed that. So fairest of them all meant your inner beauty. Who is the fairest?
Well, they had to because you got queen. Lord Farquaad going up against Gal Gadot.
Nah, bro, Lizzo would go crazy.
She'd walk up to that skeleton and go, "You skinny bitch, I'm jealous of you."
Bro, Disney is just fucking politics now, bro. Disney is straight politics.
It's not politics.
I'm surprised Disney hasn't run for president yet.
Here's my thing. I don't care about the politics. I just want And I've never been a big Disney fan. I just want good fucking entertaining movies. Yeah. And if you think about the last 6 or 7 years, fuck Disney, like all of them. There's like just a handful of movies Disney that are good.
Up, which was probably like 10 years ago. I like Up a lot.
That was Pixar.
Well, don't they own Disney? Doesn't Disney own Pixar now?
Disney owns them. I think it was Steve Jobs who started off Pixar.
I don't know. I think Disney owns them now, but I'm trying to think of. No, Brian's got a good point. Like last good Disney movie to come out. I don't know.
I was talking about movies in general, like not even. I was like, throw Disney out the window. Think of the last 6 or 7 years, like, and how many films in the last 6 or 7 years alone, regardless of what company made them, how many of them are good? It's like good movies are like few and far between. And
A24 is kind of taking the reign,
like
bro.
15 or 20 years ago, I feel like every year you would get like at least a dozen good movies.
Yeah.
You know? Now it's you're lucky if you get one in a year.
Is there anything in theaters right now? Far From Home is great, but that's all fan service.
That's all.
It is. It's all fan service, but you know, that makes it enjoyable.
I'm not complaining. I love that, but it's you have to like Spider-Man to like that movie.
Craig, a movie that I think you'll like a lot. It's Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. It's like something like they're going through times of their life, but it's really fucking good. I think you would enjoy it. I think it might be a little too lovey-dovey for your taste, Brian.
Oh no, I can do lovey-dovey.
No, I'm very flexible when it comes to
really
genres. It's just
it's just whether it's good or not.
The one genre that I tend to shy away from is horror. I'm not a horror fan.
Yeah.
Whether if you care about the characters, I'm invest. If you can invest in the characters, I'm in.
If it's got a good story and it's got characters that are interesting, I'm game. Yeah. I don't care if it's a rom-com or whatever.
Yeah. The new Paddington has pretty damn good reviews. Paddington in Peru.
Not good. It's different, right? Okay, Brian, do you think Quentin would like Paddington 1 and Paddington 2?
Yes.
There you go. The third one is different, right?
Watch it, and if you decide to watch them with Christina.
Yes. Third. And I told Brian to watch Paddington 2 with
his person.
Mm-hmm. But
I haven't showed her those yet, but I plan to eventually.
Are you going to watch them with time? When Princess Boomer is old enough? Are you going to watch them with her? You're going to put them on?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I don't see why not. It's made for kids, pretty much.
It's a kid, right? It's a family film.
If there's not death in it, it's not a real good kids film. There has to be some death in that movie.
There is a death. There's a death in the second one.
Okay, I'm just saying every great kids movie, there's death involved. Disney figured out that hack in the early 90s. As long as there's death, you're gonna have a hit.
There's a death of a parent at the beginning of the first one.
That makes sense. Yep, that's all you need, bro.
And it's it's so charming. And I know that's a very British thing to say, but it's so charming to the point
that death is charming.
No.
Somebody died, but it was quite charming. It was.
We have to watch Paddington, babe. What? We're gonna watch Paddington.
No. I want you to make her watch that, and
I've tried a couple times. We're gonna see what happens.
Tell me what she says after you've watched it. It is
Neil.
So unbelievable. It's charming to the point that you can't not like it. Even
I gotta say, when I first met you and you were like, "Yeah, Paddington," something that was like, I can't say this. Never mind.
No, go ahead.
No, I can't. Never mind.
Okay, say it to me off screen.
Yes, we'll talk.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're gonna watch GoldenEye next week. Yeah.
GoldenEye.
I cannot fucking wait.
I'm pumped for that.
We'll do Edge of Tomorrow, but Paddington, GoldenEye.
We'll leave that to Edge You tomorrow.
Say again?
Nothing. It was a really bad attempt at a joke.
Oh, well, we'll leave that to the Edge of Tomorrow. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I thought that's what you said, but I didn't quite hear you.
Sorry, it didn't come out well.
Guys, let's do this then.
All right, well, let's get out of here, and then next week we'll review Goldeneye, and we'll see if Quentin likes it because he's never seen it before.
If Quentin doesn't like this, we are gonna.
I'll probably get kicked off the channel if I don't like this.
If Quentin doesn't like it, he's not my friend anymore.
Yeah, we will dogpile you.
Yeah,
be beating the shit out of you.
How do you know that's not my dream, Craig?
What's that one movie from the guy from Family Guy who voices Joe Swanson? There's a movie where he's like, he's like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened last night. I woke up and I looked at my phone and I just had some text of me texting someone random at 3 a.m. to come and beat the shit out of me. He was like, I don't know what happened, man, but I think I like it.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week for Goldeneye. This is the end of our Army of Darkness review from 1992. So long, everybody. We'll see you again.
Later, guys.